Before anything existed, before space stretched its arms, before time began its steady march, there was only God. Self-existent, self-sufficient, complete. A being who lacked nothing, needed nothing, and yet he created everything. Why? Why would a God who is eternally full choose to overflow? Why create humans, fragile, emotional, curious, flawed, when he could have remained alone in perfect, eternal completeness? Today we step beyond human assumptions and attempt, carefully, humbly, to look at creation through the eyes of God himself.
Fire burns because it is fire. Light shines because it is light. A fountain pours because it is full, and God creates because he is creator, not from emptiness, not from loneliness, but from the overflow of his nature. A God who is infinite in power, wisdom, and love naturally expresses that infinity outward. The universe is not God filling a void. It is God expressing himself. The heavens declare the glory of God. Psalm 19:1. Creation is not a response. It is a revelation. Some aspects of God cannot be seen unless there is something to reveal them to. You cannot show mercy without someone receiving mercy. You cannot demonstrate love without a beloved. You cannot reveal patience without imperfection. You cannot show redemption without a fall. You cannot show justice without wrong. You cannot show grace without weakness. Creation becomes the theater. Humanity becomes both audience and actor. And history becomes the script through which God reveals his heart. Many people imagine God created humanity to be servants, but a closer look reveals something different. From the very beginning, God planted a garden, but the true garden was not Eden. It was humanity itself. God has been cultivating character maturity, love, wisdom, strength, spiritual understanding. We are not accidents. We are not random. We are deliberate growth. Just as farmers cultivate plants, not simply to own them, but to bring them to full potential, God cultivates humanity to bring us into full glory. You are not being used. You are being formed. God does not need servants. He has angels who obey instantly. What he desired was a family, children who grow into his likeness, who love him freely, who understand his heart. Beings who walk with him not as slaves, but as sons and daughters. This is why life is not effortless. It is formative. A perfect world without struggle would produce infants, not rulers. So God designed a world where choices matter, character forms, faith grows, wisdom matures. You are not in a playground. You are in training for royalty. Why did God create humans? Because he desired a people who would ultimately share his life. Not creatures who admire him from a distance, but partners, co-heirs, participants in the divine nature. To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne. Revelation 3:21, this is not agriculture, this is not slavery, this is glorious partnership. God created humans because he wanted beings capable of carrying his heart, understanding his ways, and sharing his kingdom. Creation was not God's hunger, it was God's generosity.
When we look through God's eyes, the question, why did God create humans, becomes a beautiful answer. Because he wanted to share his life, because he wanted to reveal his heart, because he wanted children, not slaves, because He wanted partners, not puppets, because He wanted love freely given and maturity freely chosen. You were created intentionally. You were created purposefully. You were created to grow, to learn, to rise, to rule, to reflect the one who formed you. You are not an accident. You are a divine cultivation destined for eternal partnership with God.
If this message opened your mind or stirred your spirit, like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep exploring truth through the eyes of God.